what is the best credit card to get and why, okay? Now, I want to kind of talk about these credit cards and what you need to realize before you apply to the credit card and what's the best, right? I think best is kind of more relative, and what are you seeking to accomplish? And so when somebody says, hey, Dan, what's the best credit card I should get? My question to them is, well, what are you trying to accomplish? Are you trying to travel for free? Do you want a hotel card? Do you want an airline card? Are you looking for a credit card that will do a good balance transfer where you can unload debt onto the card and not have to pay interest on it for a certain amount of time? Or are you looking to build a business and separate business from personal? Or are you looking to build business credit? Are you looking to get cash back? Are you looking to get random rewards? What is your objective? And so I think when people say, well, that's the best credit card and that's the best credit card, I would like, yeah, it's relative. That's the best credit card to you based on what you are trying to accomplish. But not everybody is you and not everybody is me. And some people hate credit cards, right? And so I think the biggest thing that to realize in this conversation of is in your life right now, what are you trying to accomplish? And so that's what you really need to figure out, okay? I like to build out a portfolio, as you guys know, of a diverse profile. And so I have my cards for travel, right? And I have my cards for cash back. And I have a lot of cards for my 0% APR, because you guys know I'm a huge fan of 0% APR cards. I consider them interest-free loans. I do. And I move debt all over the place, and I don't pay debt. I don't pay interest. I never pay interest. I do pay balance transfer fees of 2 to 3%. Okay, sir. Well, that's a fee, right? Yeah. Okay. So let's say I move $10,000 from one card to another, right? What's 2% of that? Well, that would be what? I don't know. $100 would be 10%. So I don't know. I mean, that's not a lot of money at all, right? I'm not paying interest on that whatsoever, all right? And then I'm moving it around. And then check this out. Business credit cards, in my opinion, if somebody says personal or business better, well, you need both. You can't get the business cards without having the personal cards. And so for me, I love business credit cards. And for those of you guys that are watching my channel for the first time, I love business credit cards because you can ring up the utilization without it affecting your credit. And you can say, what do you mean by that? Business credit doesn't operate like personal credit. Business credit usually gives you 3 to 5 times the amount of limits that a personal card will give you. And on top of that, they don't care if you maxed out the card. All they care is that you pay the bill, because the business credit cards will never report to your personal credit 90% of the time. I say 90% of the time because there's some companies out there that do report business credit cards, such as Discover, such as Capital One, to the personal credit bureaus, and those are business cards that you want to stay away from. You never want a business credit card that will report to your personal credit. Business credit cards you will have to personally guarantee, which means you're going to be liable for the debt if you don't pay the bill. You will have a negative on your personal credit if you're late or if you're not paying the bill. So in that scenario, I like business credit cards because I can get 3 cards with 60 grand easily on them, if not higher, with 0%. And what did I just get? A $60,000 to $80,000 loan with 0% for a year. Now, if I could come to you and say, hey, listen, I'm gonna help you get your business off the ground, and I'm gonna give you 80 grand, and you don't have to pay me back for a year. You just make the minimum payment. How does that sound? Oh, and let me tell you this too. If you can't pay me back in a year, you'll have already built up business credit where you can open up 3 more cards with 0% interest and just move the balance from there to these cards with a 0% APR balance transfer. How does that sound? So that way I'll give you another year to pay it back as well, but you'll be paying somebody else back. I mean, it's genius, right? People don't talk about that though. You build up your personal profile so that way you get ultimate business funding, and then you just keep over time adding business credit cards until the time where you could say, okay, great, I have financials now with my business that I can have business lines of credit and equipment finance and SBA loans. And now I can get away from kind of that credit card game and do more installments and do whatever you want to do. I love the credit card game, but that's completely off the topic. I was just giving you so much game there. I have an entire playlist on business credit, things like that. If this is your first time watching the channel, you're like, oh, wow. So check out all the videos. And then all you subscribers, I'm dropping videos all the time, so go back and catch up and get your Radical Market or Netflix binge on, okay? And check out the videos and leave a comment and share them. But yeah, so zero APR. Let's talk about companies for that real quick. Just off the top of my head, zero APR. Citibank is amazing at that. They got a ton of credit cards with zero APR. Usually Bank of America and Wells Fargo, they can have a pretty decent card. The AmeriCard's pretty good. The Platinum card's pretty good. Usually those are like 18 months, 0%. US Bank has got a big one with the Platinum. Beware of US Bank though. New members, your credit limits could be like 2K. Stay away from that card. Don't get fooled into that card. Rewards, obviously Chase and American Express are probably the best for any type of rewards. Cashback, Discover, I'm not a big fan of. You guys know that, but there's a lot of great cashback cards, especially with credit unions. Look into your credit unions for ultimate cashback cards. They're going to be really great. Travel cards, you can't beat American Express. You can't beat Chase. Okay, Chase is going to have the Southwest airline card, the United airline card. They're going to have the Hyatt card, which I love. Hyatt, shout outs to you guys. You guys are amazing. You can bump up my status with this endorsement. Just joking. They got the Holiday Inn card. They got all the hotel cards, and they got the airline cards. The cool thing is American Express has got their own too. I'm gonna be doing a lot of travel hack videos and things like that for a lot of you expats out there that's watching the channel. But the charge cards are great. They give statuses. But then you got your Delta cards, and you got your Marriott cards, and you got your Hilton cards with American Express. Chase is difficult. They got 5 and 24. You can't have more than 5 credit cards in 24 months. That even includes authorized users, and it includes revolving lines of credit. So just beware of that. And business cards. A travel card, also a sleeper for travel, is Barclays. Check Barclays out. I know some of you guys are not a fan of Barclays. I am, because they have the Wyndham business card, which is amazing. JetBlue, Hawaiian Airlines, Frontier, Spirit, like a lot of these lower end airline cards that you guys fly to Vegas here and there with, you can ring that up. They got the cruise line cards. They got the hotel, the Choice, the Wyndham. Those are like most of the hotels in America. Cheap, super cheap. So those are going to be some of the options out there for the travel cards. And then the business cards, all the major banks are going to have great business cards. I like credit unions for that, because you can get high limits with some of these things, especially if you're doing active business revenue. So those are going to be the best credit cards. The best credit card answer is what is the best for you. Okay, watch all my videos on financial literacy, how to get maximum credit funding, all that type of stuff. I talk about credit gardening strategies, how to build out your profile. So like, comment, subscribe, and I'll catch you guys in the next video.